Hi, I am Amit Patel, lecturer, Computer Department, SSPC. My topic is .NET programming. Here I am make a one video for e-content, Sakarchand Patel University. The .NET programming language is the most important topic of the fourth semester of computer and ICT student. Now let's check one by one slide. The first unit is Introduction to .NET Framework. In Unit 1, we have to see what is .NET Framework, what is architecture, components of .NET Frameworks, how many languages support the .NET, what is the function of CLR, framework class library. All these important information we have to cover in Unit 1. Let's check. What is .NET Framework? The .NET is developed by the Microsoft company. The wide variety of applications were like console application, web application, window application, web services. These all are the developer made using the .NET Framework. So what is .NET Framework? It is the virtual machine that provide a common platform to run an application that was built using different languages such as C#, VB.NET, Visual Basics, FSharp, etc. It is also used to create a form-based, console-based, mobile-based, web-based applications or web services that are available in Microsoft environment. Not that the framework is not a only language, but it is the software and language neutral platform. Now we have to see the .NET Framework architecture. How look like the .NET Framework architecture? It is the basically so many components are interrelated to each other. The visual structure like this, the .NET is provide the multiple language. It's if you have to know the C++, C#, JavaScript, you can make the web applications. So in top of the architecture, it is the languages. Next is common language specifications. The others components you can make the applications like web services, ASP.NET, web forms, Windows Form. You can build. Next is data and XML classes. So many classes are provided by the .NET, framework class libraries, and the most important is common language runtime. These all components are built to make a .NET framework. It is the Visual Studio, it is the provided by the Microsoft. This is the all components are built together. Using of this, you can develop the applications like consoles, websites, web services, etc. Here we have to discuss about the components of the .NET framework. The main component is CLR. The full form is Common Language Runtime. It is the important part of .NET framework. That works like a virtual component of the .NET framework to execute the different languages program like C#, Visual Basic, FSharp, JavaScript, etc. CLR also to convert a source code into bytecode. Whatever you write in the Visual Basic, C#, JSharp, it's converted into bytecode. Bytecode is known as the CIL, Common Intermediate Language, or Microsoft Intermediate Language, you also say. After converting into bytecode, a CLR used the JIT compiler. JIT compiler means just-in-time compiler. It is invoked at the runtime. The main advantage of JIT compiler or main task is to convert CIL or MISIL code, which is called as a bytecode, convert into the machine code or native code, which machine understand. Next component is the common type system. It is the specify a standard that represent what type of data and value can be defined and managed in computer memory at runtime. A CTS ensures that programming data defined in various languages should be interact with each other to share information. For example, in C#, we define data type as a int, means integer, while in VB.NET we define integer as a data type. Here we write the spelling integer as a data type. The common type system is understand, and at runtime is memory allocation. It understands that int means integer data types. Next, BCL, the base class library. The base class library has a rich collection of libraries, features and functions that help to implement many programming languages in the .NET framework, such as C#, F#, Visual C++, and more. Next component is CLS. It is a common language specification. It is the subset of common type system that defines a set of rules and regulations which should be allowed by every languages that come under the .NET framework. In other words, a CLS language should be cross-language integration or interoperability. For example, in C# and VB.NET language, the C# language terminates each statement with semicolon, whereas in VB.NET is not end with semicolon. And when this statement executes in .NET Framework, it provides a common platform to interact and share information with each other. Next is Microsoft.NET Assemblies. A .NET Assembly is the main building block of the .NET Framework. It is the small unit of code that contains a logical compiled code in a common language infrastructure, which is used for deployment, security, and versioning. It's defined in two parts process, DLN and library, means library executable file. When the .NET program is compiled, it generates a metadata with Microsoft Intermediate Language, which is stored in a file called assembly. Framework class library. It provides the various system functionality in the .NET framework that include classes, interfaces, data types, etc. to create a multiple functions and different types of applications such as a desktop, web, mobile application, etc. In other words, it can be defined as provide the base on which various application, control and component are built in .NET framework. Here are the components. Now let's the end of the topic. Thank you very much.